Did it look all right? Well, we have a topic today. In my perusings on TikTok recently, I found this insane story of two killer whales named Port and Starboard who were serial killers. They were serial killer whales. And that got me thinking, what's that about? You know, orca are some of the most recognizable creatures in the ocean. Despite their name, they're not actually whales at all. They are the largest members of the dolphin family. Thank you very much. The name killer whale comes from a mistranslation of a Spanish name given to them, Ascenso Asesino de Ballenas. Asesino de Ballenas, which literally translates to killer of whales. These apex predators can grow up to 30 feet long and weigh over 12,000 pounds, making them one of the most powerful marine mammals on the planet. But it is not just their size that makes them formidable, it is their brains, with intelligence rivaling that of primates. And when it comes to hunting, okay, they work together with near military precision to outmaneuver their prey. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? First of all, surprise microphone. I feel like I'm doing a tight 5 in the ocean right now. Yeah, I'm gonna krill it.
Stick to the script.
This next thing is about Port and Starboard, the very fish I was talking about at the top of this. I'm a big fan of the fact that these killer whales will murder 5 sharks in a single instance and eat their livers like Hannibal freaking Lecter.
Port and Starboard are a pair of adult male orcas who have become infamous for their unique hunting technique, preying on great white sharks off the coast of South Africa. But what makes them truly stand out is their signature look. Picture one with a dorsal fin that curves dramatically to the left, and the other with a fin that flops to the right.
There's nothing wrong with something that curves to the left or the right. In fact, they make it seem pretty cool.
These collapsed fins, resembling the port and starboard sides of a ship, are what earned them their unforgettable names.
These guys apparently are killing so many sharks that you can't even go shark cage diving like you used to. They have a bloodlust in the ocean. So these whales are just targeting shark liver. They're killing these sharks and they're eating their livers and leaving the rest of their bodies out. Isn't that weird? Look at these whales, dude. Look at them go, just swimming, just so free. Don't you see this and you're thinking to yourself like, that could be me in another life? If you believe in reincarnation, what animal would you want to be?
Tourists in Alaska got to see nature at its wildest. This sea lion tried to take safety under a boat, hiding from an orca nearby. The whale tosses the sea lion into the air. No word if it survived the spin.
No word if it survived the spin?
I think it would be funny if you put your fins on.
You get finned up for us.
It's kind of hard for me to navigate the, I gotta type and shit. So I have a question for the group. Jeremy, can you please look up how heavy a sea lion is?
Adult males can weigh up to 2,500 pounds.
Did you say 2,500 pounds?
Yeah, that's a stellar sea lion. California sea lions can weigh up to 1,000 pounds.
Do you know how strong you gotta be to be able to huck 1,000 pounds? You know how strong you gotta be as a whale to huck 1,000 pounds in the air like it's nothing? That whale does leg day. What's he doing? Okay, so he's trying to flip something here. You see that? Chucking that big old tail around. Boosh! Look at that. 80 feet up in the air. 1,000 pounds, 80 feet in the air. You know how when you're a kid and you're in the swimming pool with your dad and the dad picks you up and he just throws you to the other side of the pool and you're like, dang, you gotta be so strong. Do you think the seal felt that way? Or do you think it was like, this sucks? They probably killed him. They probably killed him right after that. And some of these things, if you look into this, some of them don't even kill or eat these things afterwards. They just play with them. They just play with their food. You know how sadistic you gotta be to do that? Humans don't really do that. Well, maybe we do. Maybe hunters do. Like if they, I don't know, kill a deer and they're like, they like steer its antlers, I hate us. Also, it's always, I don't know what it is about this, but I always get really like weirded out when I see how floppy that dorsal fin is on a killer whale. It's like, this should not be that floppy. There's something in my brain that goes, this dorsal fin needs to be firm. It needs to be firm for it to be a good whale. The floppier it is, I'm like, whale's weak. Hold on. Hey, Jeremy, say that thing you just said. Jeremy over here is suggesting that the floppier the floppier it is.
AI overview says orca's dorsal fins can droop.
That's too many words. Floppy fin, sad whale, right?
Yeah.
Jackie, thoughts?
I feel bad for the sad whales.
That's why Shamu has a curled dorsal fin.
are smart, man. Whales are smart. They're scary. Scary smart.
The killer whale's first wave is designed to reduce the size of the ice.
Yeah.
The leopard seal's now hiding in this channel that's been left in the ice.
The killer whales stop to assess the situation.
I like how they're both popping out like, They're playing a game of peekaboo with this seal right now. And they're so smart. They're gonna figure it out.
In an incredible display of coordination, they approach from a different angle. Swimming on their sides, the whales drive as much water upwards as possible.
Okay, so these whales all talked to each other underwater. And they were like, you know what? This isn't working. We need to go and attack at the exact same time from this particular angle, and we're gonna get rid of the seal. Isn't that nuts to you? Did you know that dolphins are so intelligent that there was one time where a trainer essentially gave them like a command that says, make something up, make something new. And these dolphins, which whales essentially are dolphins, orcas essentially are dolphins, just in camouflage. These trainers gave these dolphins a command that says, make something up, do something new. And those dolphins went underwater, talked to each other, and came out and did a flip with precision and synchronicity that says they planned on it and they did it together. They talked about it. They had like real communication. It's like football players in a scuba suit with the bloodlust for seal meat.
The faster and closer to the surface they swim, the taller the wave.
Yeah, the seal is doomed, man. The seal is doomed.
With a synchronized flick of their tails, they aim the full force of their wave directly at the seal.
But also, like, are all 4 whales gonna have to share one seal? Do you think any of them under there are like, I call dibs on the tail? I love tail.
Maybe they take turns.
I see. So it's like, I got this one, you get the next one.
But the seal has the strength to hold on. An hour and a half in, the whales continue to spy hop to plan their next move.
This feels like camping in like Call of Duty or Battlefield, you know what I'm saying? This ain't fair. But then again, what are they gonna eat? It's a circle of life. I'm not a vegan. God, there's 5 of them. Boop, he's in the water. You know, regardless of their hunting prowess, orcas typically leave humans alone for the most part. Between 1968 and 2010, there have been 54 documented incidents of orcas harming humans, including 4 deaths. 4. Quito, a whale in Spain, committed 1 murder in 2009. The biggest culprit is Tilikum, who killed in 1991, 1999, and perhaps most famously, in 2010. In February 1991, at Sealand of the Pacific in Victoria, BC, that's British Columbia, that is Canada. Is it? I don't know, I just made that up.
Yeah.
Okay. What is British Columbia?
Canada?
Fair point. In February 1991, at Sealand of the Pacific in Victoria, BC, which is very obviously Canada, when a young part-time trainer slipped and fell into their pool, Tilikum and his 2 tank mates submerged her and dragged her around the pool. When she managed to reach the side and tried to climb out, they pulled her back down, which is horrible. Staff members threw her a life ring, but the whales kept her away from it. So they know, they are aware of like what it looks like when an animal is trying to escape. And we, us people, are just animals. It was several hours before her body could be recovered from the pool. So these whales killed her. And for several hours, they like guarded her body and prevented anybody from taking her and saving her. You know, it sucks because I'm reading this and I'm like, a part of me, dude, a part of me right now is like, what does she do to them when no one was looking? And that's victim blaming, and that's wrong. Sealand never recovered from the incident. It closed a year later, and Tilikum was sent to SeaWorld Orlando, which is great. It's exactly what they do in the Catholic Church. In 1999, a 27-year-old man was found dead, draped over Tilikum's back in his nighttime pool. An autopsy found numerous wounds, contusions, and abrasions covering his body. I think contusions are a fancy word for bruise, right? Show Jackie.
Not one way. There you go. Not more. There you go.
Yeah, it's a bruise.
An autopsy found numerous wounds, contusions, and abrasions covering his body, and his genitals have been bitten off. Do you know how hungry a whale's gotta be to eat your giblets? Maybe it's not hungry at all. Maybe that whale, which is so freaking smart, it knows that that's gonna hurt you a little bit. Do they have a good sense of smell?
Orcas do not have a good sense of smell. Actually, they don't have a sense of smell at all. They can't smell anything.
They just have a sense of pain. They can just be like, this is probably gonna hurt. Dude, that's sad. That's sad, but also pretty badass. This is sad.
I think it's pretty badass.
You think it's badass?
It's badass.
Badass.
On February 24th, 2010, tourists enjoying a Dine with Shamu evening behind a giant glass window at SeaWorld Orlando found themselves witness to a spectacle they never imagined. As his expert 40-year-old trainer Don Brancheau leaned over the edge of his tank during what is called a relationship session, the 11-ton star orca Tilikum took her in his mouth, dragged her into the pool, shook her, fractured much of her body, drowned her, savaged her, which I'm not sure what that means. And I'm giggling because I'm uncomfortable, by the way. I realize now that I'm wearing this costume and talking about whales, I might as well be wearing, you know, the wrong side of World War II, if you catch my drift. I wonder, like, humans, we have bipolar disorder, right? Actually, I'm gonna take a step back. Dogs have this thing where, like, there could be a tumor in their brain or something that causes them to be aggressive out of nowhere. There's an actual disorder with dogs. Or random aggression, I think is what it's called. But there exist dogs that will just, like, randomly, like, get really violent with their owners out of absolutely nowhere, and it's usually triggered by like a brain tumor or a chemical imbalance, something like that. I wonder if Tilikum had that same thing. I wonder, out of all the whales in SeaWorld, was Tilikum the one that just had a switch wrong? So very quickly before we proceed, here's a clip, but don't worry about it. This particular trainer survives, but just to give you an image of what that looks like.
A trainer fights for his life as he's dragged underwater by a killer whale in San Diego.
So that whale's not even trying. He's just nipping his toes, his feet, and just like that. Jackie, I'm seeing your text messages here.
Sorry, that's
Let's see who you're talking to. I don't know why Jackie decided to open up her messages on the teleprompter.
You're extending your screen, right?
Let me just show up what's going on here. We got Jack. She's running the teleprompter, and just very quickly there, I just got a full glimpse of her messages. So back to work. Not only texting on the job, texting on the teleprompter while I'm trying to do work.
I tried to clear the notification.
He escaped with some puncture wounds to his feet and a broken ligament.
Look at him go, man. Yeah, he's terrified. And the spotlight's still on him. Like, there's still a spotlight. Was this during a show?
This video is from 2006, but has been released as it's being used in an investigation of safety.
And he's running out right now because usually at the end of a SeaWorld show, I've been to a couple. I was a kid, relax. But at the end of a SeaWorld show, the whale will like breach up on that shallow part of the water and it'll go, yeah, and it'll smile and it'll kick his little tail back. It's a great show. But very wrong, very wrong. You know, as a Floridian, right? I'm from Florida. Going to SeaWorld is a rite of Floridian passage. It's a cool experience. You see firsthand how intelligent dolphins are because they're like jumping through hoops and like literally flying out of the air, jump through like a hula hoop in the air, and you're like, dang, dude, you can train them to do that? And I think there's something to be said about like, the reason why we're so amazed by it is because somehow something as small as a human being was able to tame something as large as an 11-ton wet willy.
Free Willy.
That's not what I said. And you know, that's a little reminiscent of like a lion tamer or somebody putting a bear on a bicycle. But I feel, something tells me that these whales and dolphins are like too smart for that. You know what I'm saying? Too smart, you know, to be held captive. For example, you have a dog, right? People have dogs. Dogs are pretty smart. They'll do tricks and they will love it. That's a dog's favorite thing. You try to get like your brother to do a trick, he's gonna be real mad. And very much similar to the whale, he might press you up against the wall. He might, ravage your body.
That's probably good on an opinion. We should keep going.
I wasn't done yet.
Oh, okay.
But what if instead of training orcas for entertainment, we train them to protect our country? As a matter of fact, do you know we've done this before?
In the enthusiasm of the 60s, the idea of recruiting Marine partners into the military takes shape in the Navy.
You get the picture? Okay, basically, long story short, we have absolutely trained dolphins to work for literally the military. We have had dolphins at our employ in the American military. Did you know that? Which is why I think every domesticated orca should be donated to the US government for military use. First point, intelligence. Orcas are incredibly intelligent. They can be trained. Notice orca encounter at SeaWorld. They're not doing that on their own. And they have terrific aim. Remember when he launched that sea lion into the sky? Make an excellent sniper, that's what I'm thinking. Bloodlust. My next point. Military is tough. Everybody knows that. Military is a tough job. And nobody is tougher than an orca. Look at this real photograph I found. Also, not to mention, less guilt for humans. Let the orcas deal with it. Here we're showing you a representation of if an orca had PTSD, but they can't because orcas do not experience remorse because orcas love killing. Teamwork. my next point. Orcas know how to work together to accomplish the mission. We saw that when they were working together in teams of 4 to slide some water over there into the sea lions. They strike fear into their enemies. Just imagine this scene from Timothée Chalamet's Dune 2. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, isn't that scary? Oh, that would totally get me. Jeremy did that.
Thank you.
Jeremy, what do you got to say for yourself?
I spent like 20 minutes on that this morning.
Patriotism. Hoorah! Eagle. Flag. Now for that, espionage. They can be double agents. Why do we think that? They spend years with trainers only to betray them. They are ruthless. So theoretically, we could insert them into a foreign power's government to dismantle it from the inside. It might not work, but what if it does and the Soviets get to it first? Now what I'm gonna do for you all is I'm gonna put my knowledge of orcas to the test. I shall become one with the orca with this killer whale game. How do I play it? It's not playing. I will now become one with the orca.
Did they hit Ocean King? All right, here you go. Have to start.
I'm gonna put this down for a second. Gotta focus. Okay, so I gotta eat some fish.
You're dying.
Oh, that means I gotta go up to the air.
Your health's going down.
Means I probably gotta go up to the air. I don't think there is air in this game.
You're dying.
Okay, I don't know why you're yelling at me.
You died.
I died. Okay, good. Well,
Do it again.
all right. So my survival score was a .02. Looks like I'm not cut out to be a whale after all. What I will say to you folks, is that what else should I say here?
Has your perception of orcas changed at all?
You know, when I first embarked on this journey, it was because Port and Starboard, these two killer whales, were just constantly going after sharks and eating their livers because apparently livers have like high mineral content. So we know right now, currently, that there are literally serial killer whales. What I learned from there was that orcas just straight up killers. They're just straight up killing machines. Their name is correct. Killer whale is correct. They're great. They're smart, but they kill a lot. So no, my opinions have not changed at all of orcas. Bye, folks. I'll see you soon with a Reddit video. Okay.